particular. Like, what is the purpose? What am I trying to do? Who are giving you keys, giving you gems, creating pipelines to access, talking to influential people, icons, about how they've done it, and sharing the tips so that you can enter into that space. One thing that I do know about marginalized communities is that the pipeline to access is often limited. Now, if you cleaned up on Saturday mornings and your parents played old school music, then this show is for you. Because welcome. You're now tuned into another amazing edition of Sanya on Air. I'm your host, Sanya Hudson Payne. And yes, of course, I have another great show for you. But first, I need you to subscribe. Sanya on Air streams across every major streaming platform. If you're watching this on YouTube, not only subscribe, but make sure you hit the notification bell. That way, every time I upload an all new celebrity interview, unpacking their pivotal moments and milestones while providing pipelines to access, you'll be the first ones to know. So before I tell you about today's amazing guest, let me just tell you a little bit about the Sanya on Air sponsor. Look at this t-shirt. You want to see it again? Don't be blinded by the beauty, though, of the curves. Sanya on Air tees. So Sanya on Air is sponsored by Eden's T-Shirts and More LLC. It is a boutique shop, Black owned, by an amazing Black woman. And she has personalized, customized just about everything. You can get passports. You can get these amazing T-shirts. She even has customized charcuterie boards. You see me had to pause. I want to make sure I pronounce that word correctly. Personalized charcuterie boards. Okay. So make sure you head on over to Eden's T-Shirts and More LLC. If you're looking for the link, just check the description box of this episode. And if you are a content creator, a business owner, and you want to further brand your company, check it out. Check it out. Check it out. Sanya on Air. This isn't the only t-shirt that she's customized for me. On every Sanya on Air show, I'm going to try to wear something from Eden's t-shirts so that you can see all of the amazing designs that this business owner does. So make sure that you head on over to Eden's T-Shirts and More LLC and get your shop on. So let me tell you about today's guest. Now, she is definitely a friend to the show. This is the second time that she's been on Sanya on Air. And I think the first time that she was on my show, it was like maybe over 10 years ago. And I believe that's when she first started acting, and it just caught my attention. I said, I just have to have a conversation with her. Fast forward to now, so many things has happened to this woman by the name of, let me pronounce her name correctly, give her full title, Dr. Brely Evans. Dr. Brely Evans. That's what it is. Dr. Brely Evans. Now, you've seen this amazing actress. You've seen her on, let's get it right. You've seen her on films such as Sparkle, TV shows, The Man in 3B. She was also on Ambitions, Being Mary Jane, House of Vicious, which is on now, and Carl Weber's The Family Business. And she plays Sonia Duncan, my namesake. So that means that she is definitely amazing and fabulous. But did you know that she's also a singer, a songwriter, producer, author, and comedian, multi-hyphenated. So when women or just any successful person is multi-hyphenated, what I want to do is just find out about their pivotal moments and their milestones, and also find out if they've benefited from pipelines to access, or they've created pipelines to access for someone else to do the same thing that they do, or sometimes even better. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to take a quick commercial break for our show's sponsor, okay? Eden's T-Shirts and More LLC. Make sure you shop, but throw it in the bag. Just throw it in the bag. You deserve to treat yourself. And trust me, you will be super impressed by the customization of it all. So let's take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back with Dr. Brely Evans. Stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe. I'll be right back. Eden's T-Shirts and More LLC is a proud Sanya On Air sponsor. Get your customized tumblers, mugs, T-shirts, hoodies, and passport holders for all of my fabulous Sanya On Air international travelers. But let's talk about these passport holders for a moment. Travel in style with a custom passport holder. This elegant holder not only protects your passport, but also personalizes it with space for up to 4 photos. So make sure you shop Eden's T-Shirts and More LLC today. Now back to Sanya On Air. Hi, Dr. Brely.
How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Fantastic. Making sure my phone is off because this is when everyone likes to call.
I know. I just had to turn off my phone. Now, I've been doing this for so many years, and my friends will still call me like, oh, what are you doing? I'm like, child, the same thing I've been doing for the past couple of years. Get with it.
I love, love, love it. Your hair is gorgeous.
Oh, thank you. I tried to retire the braids and give, my natural hair a rest. So this is a self-induced ponytail, child.
It's very, very cute. I love that the braid down the middle.
Braid, yeah, just a little something extra. But let me tell you something. I had a difficult time just remembering your name, and I'll tell you why. Because my daughter's name is Bria. So,
Oh,
so I'm always trying to do like word association, and this is
yeah.
how I know that you're anointed because I said the way to remember Brely, it rhymes with pray. So Brely, pray, get with me. Join
Okay.
me.
Braylon, come on. That's a stretch, but hey, I receive it. That's cool.
That helped me remember it. I say Brely sounds like Praley.
Come on. I don't know. Maybe there's something to that.
We just gonna rock with that.
Yeah,
But
we'll
once
rock with
again,
it.
I'm so happy that you're here because I love to have conversations with amazing people such as yourself to unpack your pivotal moments and your milestones and also talk about pipelines to access. So,
Yes,
do you mind if we just enter into a conversation about your life then and now?
absolutely. Please jump right on in.
Good, good, good. So, first thing I want to talk about is your early years because sometimes who we once were isn't who we are now. And sometimes people can't let go of who we were. So I just want to talk about the younger Brely Evans. What did you like to do for a hobby when you were in like elementary school or junior high school?
Well, elementary and junior high, I was telling my parents when I grow up, I'm going to be a singer. And I just knew I would be famous with butlers and maids and chauffeurs and all the things. And they said, little girl, where are you dreaming this up at? And I just knew that, I was going to be this famous singer. And they would be like, okay, what's your real job going to be?
Right.
So that's kind of, I was on the music trek at that time.
So when you told them that you wanted to be this singer, this big singer, they weren't really in agreement with it. They didn't see that as a real job.
No, they didn't. They saw entertainment as, just for fun and that you need a backup plan and that
Yes.
like most parents, they're doing the best they can and they want to make sure you have a retirement and make sure, well, where are you going to retire from? Where are you going to, so they saw entertainment as fly by night, one gig here, one gig there, which they're not mistaken. But when, this is like entertainment is the first time I never didn't listen to my parents. I
Mm.
have gone to Catholic school growing up, performing arts high school, on to college. And right in college is where I looked around and said, my life cannot be normal or regular. I've got to go against the grain. The grain is telling me to finish college, do all that. I left college and was able to garner a record deal at the age of 17 with Polygram Mercury Records with the girl group that I had been in. And my parents were like, that's not real until they saw the check. Like, but they still thought that's fly by night. And then they saw the music video on, all the platforms and they saw us on 106 in Park and all these.
Mm.
They were like, It just kept getting bigger and bigger. And then one of the girls left the group, and I found myself like, uh-oh, maybe my parents were right. You
Mm.
know, one girl leaves the group, this no longer a group. So I moved back to Oakland, California, where I'm from, and got a job at Apple Computer and was working there. Went back to school because remember I left college, went back to school.
Mhm.
Then I decided I'm gonna go to LA. At least it's closer to the music industry, and I'll finish college there. And that's exactly what I did. I graduated in 1999, and I was did college, gave my parents their degree that they wanted, and
Right.
was, working at a music studio and was just like trying to find my way still as a singer
Mm.
till one day.
So one day. But you mentioned a lot, so I just want to kind of go through a few of those talking points and unpack it because we share similar stories. We come from the same generation where you got to get a good job with good benefits and a retirement plan. And I'm glad that you decided to tap into your purpose and passion earlier on. Like I didn't tap into mine until about 10 years ago. Like my parents still don't think that, I do anything with
This is
media.
real. Right, right, right.
I'm in education for over 20 years as an administrator. Now they consider that the real job. But where does that come from? Where you stand in your truth and you are unapologetic about it, even though your parents had other dreams for you. Where does that come from?
Well, I believe they had no idea what they were raising when they allowed me to try lots of different things as a kid. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I went to a Catholic school that only had a boys basketball team, and I wanted
Mm-hmm.
to play basketball. And my dad was like, okay, well, we pay enough that you can be on this basketball team if you try out and make it. So he went up to the school and said, my daughter wants to play basketball. And they're like, oh, it's an all boys team. And he was looking and he looked at them and they
Wow.
said, well, she can try out. And so come to find out, I'm a shooter. So I was on the boys basketball team in elementary school because, so I kind of like had that parent that was like, I really say it was my dad in particular who pushed me to say whatever's on your mind. You can tell us how you feel about things. It's how you say it. Not so much what you're saying, but how you present what you're saying. And
Mhm.
my mother would say, "You're gonna get that girl's face knocked off."
True.
But he really gave me the keys to be expressive
Mhm.
and to if you want it, you can have it. So it's like on one hand, you were giving me all this, go get it, and on the next hand, you were telling me to stay in a box, get a job,
Mm.
have a retirement. And so I don't know where this entrepreneur spirit came from. It just overtook me really probably around my first business I opened was about 16 years old.
Oh.
My older cousin had a daycare and she had rented out this big old house and it had a daycare upstairs, but it had all these rooms. And then downstairs was a beauty salon that her younger sister, 1 year younger than me, was doing hair. And so here we are, teenagers.
Mhm.
She's probably 18, 19 with a with a daycare upstairs. I rented one of the rooms for her for this company that she and I started called LOI, excuse me, LOF, which stood
Mhm.
for Leap of Faith. I was transitioning people, well, not even transitioning. I was helping people sign up with um, the city, the state, for their sole proprietorship, LLC, incorporation. And guess what I did? All I did was went downtown, went to that office, took all their paperwork, like literally took their pamphlets and things, took it back to my office and set my office up. And then would call, when I met people, I said, "Oh, I help people start their business." They said, "Well, how do you do that?" "Oh, you come to my office and we file everything for you."
Mm.
All I did was go downtown and get those documents and help these people walk through what they
Mhm.
want to call their business. And then all I did was get the check from them and went to pay. That's all I did. And so it's like so weird. And so I don't know where. And then my cousin was downstairs doing hair and she was just, we were 15, 16, 17 years old with our own businesses in
Mhm.
a building. Like we were paying rent. And so
Mm.
like I bought my first piece of furniture for my office. I'll never forget. It was like this sleigh day bed. I was like, oh my God, I bought a piece of furniture. It was like a big, I had a desk from a Goodwill. You know, I went to Goodwill, found me a desk and a chair. Um, so again, and my parents are probably watching me do this and like, what is this girl doing? But I was building some kind of confidence.
Mhm,
And,
mhm.
and you know what? If I take it back to even younger, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I didn't want to play house. Most girls play with their dolls. They're the mama. And I wanted to play store.
Mm.
Go out and pick something up in the house, bring it to me. I'll write you a receipt. You give me your money. We'll do an exchange. And like, I wanted to play store. I wanted to play business. So
Yeah.
it was like, this thing is so real. Like, I really believe that everyone should um, just sit back and see what your kids lean into because they're telling you who they are without them having to get confused, which is why you have these kids that keep changing their majors in college.
Mhm,
It's because the
mhm,
parents, I blame, did not sit back and watch them and saw what
mhm,
or put things in their hand and see how they react to it. I'll never forget the story of Tiger Woods. And
mhm,
his father was an avid golfer. So he bought some little baby golf clubs for his little Tiger. And
mhm.
Tiger loved him. He's like, oh, he just wanted to do like daddy. That and so they just hone that. And
Yeah,
that's why we have a Tiger Woods. Same
yeah.
thing with Innocent Serena. They were born for a purpose. Their parents
Mhm.
said, let's have two more kids. They're gonna get us out of this hole.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I don't think people understand how we are so programmed for success.
yeah,
We
yeah.
programmed for success.
And when you first started to answer the question, I'm glad that you got to where I wanted you to go because I don't even think that maybe you now realize it after you said it. When we're talking about creating pipelines to access, your parents were the first people to create your pipeline to access because they gave you permission to dream big, to
And they
dream
laughed now and they thought it was crazy,
right, but they still gave
but
you
they also
permission.
drove me to all those rehearsals. Oh,
Right,
mom, I'm in a new girl group and we meet on Saturdays at 12. Can you take me to such and such's house? Come on.
right.
Okay, we have a show next Sunday. Can you buy me this dress? I need money for this. They were yet funding the dream. They had no idea that they were creating Brely Evans that sits before you today.
Exactly, exactly. So I'm glad that you mentioned the parents' role in cultivating and giving kids permission to dream big, to color outside of the box. That's the first pipeline to access. But you also briefly mentioned how you created a pipeline so that other people could benefit to access because you were helping them with their business. I love to see and hear how people not only receive but also pay it forward. So thank you for mentioning those things. And you mentioned also being starting off as a singer. A lot of people probably don't even know that. So did someone come to you and say that child could sing, or did you say, "Now I know I can sing, and this is what I want to do"?
Well, I always gravitated towards singing from a small child watching Soul Train on the weekends when my mom's cleaning up, right?
Yes,
Sitting in
yes.
front of the TV, like, who's gonna come on there? I just
Uh-huh.
wanted to be on Soul Train. And I sang in the church choir. And it was my aunt, our choir director, who became my aunt to me. She saw something in me, and she said to my grandmother, "This little girl is special." And I want to take her under my wing. And she so much so brought me to her daughters and said, "This is your new cousin, this she groomed me, and
Mm,
so I ended up being in a group with one of her daughters. Then I went on to be in another group called Pizzazz. That one was called Studio 2. And I think that, again, music was my world. So that's kind of what I knew. And then I tell people all the time, practice, hone your whatever that thing is you want to do it now,
yeah,
because you don't even understand what you're doing spiritually. You're telling the universe, bring things like this to me, but you got to
mm,
already be in motion. There's something about being in motion that creates motion.
yeah.
So I was going to the rehearsals, remember, going to practices, having shows. And then here I am, 16, like 16, 17, walking down a street, like literally going to a festival and some guy is shooting a music video and he's like, "Hey, you girls are pretty. Come be in our music video." And we turned our nose up.
Mm.
We want to be in your music video. We're in college. We're not being no lowly video girls, you know. And we didn't understand who it was. And they were like, "No, we're doing this song and we're black sheep." And we're like, "Who?" You
Hmm.
know, the song "You Can Get With This."
Yes.
We're like, "Oh, that's y'all." They're like, "Yeah, y'all." And we still said no. We
Wow.
still said, yeah, no, because we were we were, you know, I came up in the you know, I was in Jack and Jill, I was in the Lynx, you know, I went to a very prestigious performing arts high school where, you know, we're not doing just anything with anybody, you know. And so that's kind of, and then but one of the girls, I wish I remember which friend it was, said they can sing because two of the girl group members, well, myself and one other girl, were there. And
Hmm.
something made her say, they sing. And he said, then sing something.
Mm.
And we said, da da da, you know, we sang our little song, two-part harmony. He's like, I'm gonna get y'all a record deal. And we
To
were like, "Oh,
RCA.
okay." We exchanged numbers and then kept it moving. And like
It,
a couple weeks later, he called and he was like, I'm at Oakland Airport. Can one of y'all pick me up? Um, let's write some songs this weekend. We were like, we couldn't, we were like my life, it just doesn't, it, life has been, is magical. Like, really? You're walking down a street and you meet Drez and Long from Black Sheep and they invite you to a music video and you say no. You exchange numbers, but he flies back for no good reason to say, I'm going to make you guys a girl group. We introduce him to the third member. We write some songs. And he goes, well, you guys now need to just get to New York so I can introduce you to my A&R. And we're thinking, A&R, oh my God, like we're going to get it.
wow.
We don't have a headshot. We don't have a demo. And we're thinking, how are we going to do this? Well, thank God for I was dating a, let's just say, street pharmacist at the time.
Child, I had one or two as well. Don't feel bad.
Shout out to the guys who do the wrong thing to do the right thing. They be doing, you know, they pay for the funerals, the graduations, the weddings, they keep the economics of the hood moving.
Right.
And so he also saw something in our little girl group. And so he said, I'll take y'all to New York. What? Like, I think we still owe him for that today. And I'm sure he's looking at me on TV like, little girl. And I got to do something special for him soon. But it's so true. But he took us to New York and got the hotel, and I just said, "Mommy, hey, I got to go to New York." Mama was like, what you going to New York? Y'all ain't, honey. We were on the plane gone. Got on that
Wow.
plane, got us some little outfits together, walked into that office, and they said, "Oh, you guys are cute. We'll sing something." And we
Hmm.
started because we were rehearsing all that time,
Right.
and so we just
Prepared.
like that. And so she goes, "I'm gonna put you guys in the studio and see what you can do."
Mm.
We recorded 3 songs with Drez, brought them back to the meeting the next, you know, Monday. Like, she let's do it over the weekend, Monday. No head. She said, I'm going to sign y'all. Congratulations. Welcome to Polygram Mercury Records.
Wow.
That's how, and her name is Lisa Cortez, who signed us. She went
Wow.
on to be a producer on the movie Precious. She's now in the movie industry. She also did the
Nice.
Little Richard story that just came out.
Wow. Oh, that's an amazing story. But this is what I'm talking about. There's no such thing as good luck. It's
No,
when preparation meets the opportunity. And you mentioned it. You had all been rehearsing, preparing yourself for the moment.
no.
When the moment presented itself, you just stepped right on in.
But we had no idea that we were doing that. There, like, now that hindsight is now a formula,
Yeah.
you know, now I can give someone else, you don't have to do everything I did, but here's my formula. And I do believe everybody has a different journey, but I think there's something to math. Every time I put 2 plus 1, it seemed to still come out to 3. So I'm just telling anybody who has a dream, I don't care if it's painting, cooking, cleaning, doing hair, whatever that thing is, jewelry, just do the thing.
Yeah.
The world, God has created this universe to conspire on your behalf, to give, to bring to you the things you want. And you might think
Yeah.
this is taking forever. I remember, if I'm honest, I've heard that it takes 10,000 hours
Mm-hmm.
to
Mm-hmm.
Well, I had served my 10,000 hours from a little girl looking at Soul Train.
Okay, me too, girl. I'm a solid gold dancer too, if you didn't know.
I'm just saying, I had served my desire had been poof out into the world, and then I started moving and doing the things for years.
Hmm.
And that might have been 10 years, from age 7 to 17 is 10 years all
Right,
day. So I
right.
put the time in where that was concerned, and then boom happened. And then same goes for the acting world. Like,
Hmm.
someone said you're an actor, and then that was another boom in my life, and I was, reinvented as an actor.
Wow. So you're in a group, you're signed, and you start creating your very first record. How did it happen that it was produced by a member of Tony? What is it? Tony Tone? What's the name of
Oh
the
yeah,
group?
our first single. Yeah. Well, we're
Yeah,
from Oakland. We were on the music scene as little girls.
got it.
So, and my friend's mother did hair for a lot of the people in that part of town in Oakland, and so she used to do all their curls back. They had curls, Jerry curls. So she used to do all their hair. And so they all knew that, we were singers, and and we used to tell them, I want to sing. We want to sing. And they'd be like, little girls, but, as soon as somebody else saw us and gave us the opportunity, then of course, Ray and Dwayne and those guys from 2020 Tony were like, oh, okay, we'll jump on board. And then, when they have a music label calling them saying, hey, we want you guys to produce a song on these girls. They're like, oh, they're our friends. Like, it's fine. But,
Wow.
they're like our big brothers in the industry. Then, we brought people from our high school. So we went to performing arts high school. So Jamie Hawkins, who is the son of Tremaine and Walter Hawkins,
Hmm.
produced songs on our album too, because we went to high school with him. It's like, he's right there.
Mm.
We had, just amazing musical people around us at the time. Carl Willer comes to mind. It's just so many people that poured into us that were heavy hitters in our city at the time. And yeah, we were like coming behind In Vogue, out of the city of Oakland. So it was like
Right.
we already had In Vogue to aspire to. We're like, okay, we're the next ones. So it was great.
I believe a network is so important, and your circle of familiarity created pipelines and also open doors. And I'm always encouraging people, if you have dreams and you want to enter in spaces, make sure that the people around you have similar aspirations or can connect the dots for you to go from step one to step two. So I'm glad that you had people in your life that could open doors for you. And once again, like your mother's a hairdresser, she was doing hair, she knew singers and she brought them to you. Yeah, you're
Well,
really.
I think, well, see, when people say the word network, I cringe. It's so funny.
Why?
I don't know why God put this on my heart, but
Why?
so many people in industry, period, whether it's any industry, always like, oh, let's go to this networking event. Da, da, da. And I don't know what about that word cringes me. And I
Mm.
don't know why. But I have a T-shirt that says, "I don't network, I let God work." And there's
Ah.
something about, and I understand what you mean by a
Mhm.
network of people. I know what you mean, like a sphere of influence around me
Right.
had. But what I think is, again, when you're doing the work, the people come to you. Like, you don't necessarily, if you just keep doing what you're supposed to do, the people appear, the
Mm.
finances appear, the opportunities appear. And a lot of times people don't do the work, and they go out looking for those people, and they haven't yet done what they're supposed to do. So I
Mm.
love what Issa Rae says, stop trying to network up and just get up with people on your same level. When she said
Yes.
that, honey, I was like, oh, that's why I
Yeah.
vote for somebody black right there, because
Right.
there's so much. She had so much wisdom when she told people, stop trying to get with people that are
Yeah.
doing. We weren't knocking down Tony's door when they
Right.
saw us. Oh, whoa! They went and got a
Mhm.
record deal
Mhm.
without us.
Mhm. Right.
That's when they respected us. And that's when they said, yeah. In our first music video, if you want to go on YouTube and do a little research, uh,
Yes.
called The Choice Is Yours is the name of the song. And the group is called Image, Emage. It's like a French way of saying image.
Mhm.
And that's Dwayne Wiggins. When you see those locks and somebody playing the guitar in the shadow, that's Dwayne Wiggins. And then we're driving a baby blue convertible Mustang. That's also Dwayne's car because we were his little sisters. Can we use your car for our video? You know, so just, you just would be surprised at how the world opens up when you do what God put on your heart to do. And
Yeah.
that's just what I want people to get from me. And I want that to be my legacy, right? Is that they met someone who said, God put something in you for you to live by. You don't have to work your job. I encourage people to quit their jobs. My mother's like, Jesus, this girl gets on these platforms telling people to quit their jobs. Yes, baby, quit your job and really go back to that little girl who played store.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
I promise you, you'll find something. Go back to that little boy who was
Yes.
fascinated with a football. Maybe it
Yeah.
wasn't to throw it, or maybe your desire you thought was to throw it, but maybe you were to make the football.
Mm-hmm.
Did we ever think that somebody had to think of the football in order for there to be even a football game? Somebody had to design the field. Somebody had
Right.
to grow the grass. Somebody had to make the shoe. Like there's so many inventions around something you love. You
Mm-hmm.
like if you spend time with it, it will speak to you. And
Yes.
you will lean in and it will lean into you. So
Yeah.
I just like really want people. So yeah, I can go on and on.
No, I love it. And I definitely co-sign that message. And I just want to backpedal a little bit about the word network.
Yeah,
You're absolutely right. Because, I always tell students or youth, we got to stop doing this all the time when we can just do this. Just reach to the left and to the right because there's people right next to you
stop
in the
that
same
work
room.
and let God work. I promise. When you do your part, it's all falling in line. And I say that to even encourage myself today.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I want to start producing and directing, and I know everybody, and people know me. I think Tyler
Mm.
Perry knows my name, And when I found out that Ava DuVernay, I saw her at a party. And oh, hello, Miss Ava DuVernay. I just want to introduce myself. She said, I know who you are, Brely. I said, Jesus,
Mm.
Father God, my God, today is real. I was like, and she said, why wouldn't I know you, Brely? I'm like,
Yes.
and I
Yes.
said, you know what? It's up to me to keep doing. They will come
Mm.
and get me when God gives them the unction. But it is my responsibility to be doing.
Mm.
That's it. We're
I love
humans
it.
being. Being is an action word. Being
Yeah.
doesn't mean being still. No, it means being, doing the thing. So just be doing your thing. Be a human being what you want to be.
I've never heard that before. A
Yeah.
human being. A being is a verb. You do. I
Yeah.
like that. Can I steal that one?
Please, please. Please.
Because
It's
you
a
don't
really
really
big
hear that too often. In the United States, we're always talking about our parents, talk about schools, talk about get a good job. And no one asks, like, what do you want to do? Let's tap into your purpose and your passion. And sometimes we get to choose our purpose and passion, and sometimes
no,
our purpose and passion chooses us.
all the time we get to choose. Now, here's the
Mm,
thing. I never wanted to be an actress, remember? I
right.
want to be a singer. So
Mm-hmm.
I didn't choose acting at all. Like
Mm-hmm.
I never watched a movie or TV and said, "Oh, I want to do that one day." Never once.
No?
That's what blows my mind today that I'm here because I'm like, I never went out for this. I was supposed to be Beyonce. What the heck, Lord? Something cross something. But what happened was I was pursuing the music, singing background, singing at clubs, doing all these things in LA, working a 9 to 5 job at the same time. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I did not move to LA from Oakland to work a job. It just started to be like, what are you doing? And then I celebrated someone else. Oh, I saw my neighbor on a McDonald's commercial. And
Mm-hmm.
I said, you bit the Big Mac? I was like, that's my neighbor. Oh my God, you're famous. And he looked at me and said, but you have your own show.
Mm-hmm.
I said, no, no, don't. He said, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I tell everyone I live next door to a famous actress. I said, only time I was on TV was in a group some years ago, and that's over. I've gone to college and got a job. And he said, but you're leaving here with the hair and the makeup because I'm going places to sing. He was like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm on my way to my agent's office. You should roll. That's how my life changed. Right again, walking some like just And congratulating a straight. I don't even remember that guy's name to this day. But we lived on Casio, and if you ever hear this video, I'm always looking for you because I just want to bless you. Like, so if you know who you are, I will know you when I see you. If I can reconnect with you, I just want to bless you.
So let's talk about that moment when he said, I'm going to my agent and I need you to come with me. What was going on in your head where you said, okay, I'm going?
Well, I was a real estate agent at the time, and I was thinking, well, I have the time to go. And I felt safe because he lived next door, and he was a Hispanic guy. So it was his mom, his dad, his cousin.
Right.
Like, so it was a family of people. I didn't feel weird. So I went. Now, I don't, say get in people's cars or whatever, but I went that day, and I'm so glad I lit. Like, I don't know what, something about his sincerity. About,
Mm-hmm.
I tell people I live next door to a famous actress. I was like, no. And there was actually a famous actor that was on this show, King of Kings. I don't know if you remember that show. The black guy, the big
Uh-huh.
white show, but there's a black guy on there.
Uh-huh.
He lived
Uh-huh.
on our block. I said, no, that guy down the street's on that show, King of Kings or whatever. He was like, no, I tell people it was you. So when we
Wow.
went, he told his agent, hey, this is my neighbor, but something about her, like, and she said, well, let me talk to her. We started talking. She said, oh, honey, you should have been on TV. She was like, there, your face, oh no, you're wasting your time and my money. We could be making money right now. And she said,
Wow.
you know what? Here, take my number. I'm gonna call, give me your phone number. When I tell you to go somewhere, just go. I didn't have a headshot. She said, I'll give you that stuff later. We're gonna start now. I started with no headshot again, no headshot, no nothing, signed to her on the spot, and just started going. And the best word she ever said to me was count the nose. And I was like, what? She said, oh, it's a game we play in the office. You see how you have those pictures behind you on your wall there?
Uh-huh.
Well, in her office, she had all these pictures of actors. And she said, oh, every week we have a game that we play, and we count how many no's it takes to get a yes. So that's
Mm.
everybody can play. And I was like, okay. Like, she doesn't know how she changed my life that day. And if I could find her again too, boy.
But
Um,
another gem, sometimes we have to, some people think I'm not ready yet. Everything isn't lined up with, instead of relying upon the faith. And if the opportunity presents itself, God has presented that to you. Walk into your blessing. God will find a way. And I'm so glad that you mentioned that, because so many people operate in fear, and God is not the author of fear at all.
at all, like, you guys, we're missing, and even some areas in my life, I would say the love life. I probably, not probably, I am.
Yeah, language is everything.
I'm trying to get that I am together, because I'm big on. I have a book about how you speak is what you is your reality, right?
Yeah.
So as I'm walking in confidence in love now, um, I can look at my life and say there was so much fear that kept love away.
Mm.
It kept love away. Simply, it was just fear that kept love away. And fear shows up in a whole bunch of different ways,
Yeah.
but we cannot operate in that fear. Like, you got to be ready to sing, you got to be ready to dance, whatever your gifting is, you
Mm-hmm.
know ready to pitch that idea. Or I have girlfriends that have gone on to do some amazing things, and they were scared doing it. So I think that's a great exercise, is to do it scared.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you got the fear, great. Use the fear and jump,
Right.
and just believe that the parachute will open. That's it.
Yeah, yeah. For some reason, I know for me, whenever I'm scared of something, I push myself past it, because I'm just like, I can't let this fear just overtake me. So I'll jump out of a helicopter.
Yeah.
I'll just
Yeah.
because I'm just like, it's going to be okay. I can't let fear rule my life, because I'll miss out on so many things. And life is too short for me to operate in fear. So
Yeah,
thank you for
I get
sharing
that
that.
from my mentor, Will Smith. He's like,
That's your mentor?
if you fear something, you attack it. Yeah,
Yeah,
attack
yeah.
it. I have several mentors.
Mm-hmm.
Myron Golden, like, he is a financial wizard who used to be a gospel preacher, and was kind of, pushed out of the gospel realm because he talked about money too much. But he uses the Bible to show us how we're supposed to be entrepreneurs. It's right there.
Right.
Like if you
Right.
look, it's in the book. Um, like and these mentors, Miles Monroe, they
Hmm.
don't know my name. But
Hmm.
notice how the conviction in that I call them my mentor caused you to say, "Oh my God, Will Smith is your mentor." He sure is. Your mentors don't
I
have to
get
know
it.
your name. It's
I
up to
get it.
you to study. Like, again, I'm doing the things. So those things can be brought to me because I got to meet with my mentor. Who? Will Smith. And people are like,
Mm.
oh, and I'm just going to watch 30 minutes of videos.
The power of the tongue and manifestation is so, so real. I believe that there's energy all around us, and we attract everything that we speak of, everything that we think of. So we have to make sure that we get this and this in
In line.
order. It's a lot.
And
This is
this, you got to make sure that heart
true.
rate too, because you can say, someone diagnosed with cancer or something can say, "I am healed," and be scared on the inside.
True.
But you got to know without a shadow of a doubt that God has created this thing that every time I scratch myself, there's a scab. And if there's a scab out here, I can get a scab in there. So I
Right.
am calling this thing like you got to go, you got to like be
Mm.
ferocious with,
Yeah.
this identity that I am more than what you see. I am
Mhm.
all the things that permeate around me. I walk in rooms and people are moved because of my presence. You know what I'm saying? I can heal myself. I can heal others. Like
Mhm.
it's time for us to get back to laying hands. And then,
Yes.
what I'm saying? All the things that, the Bible's instruction gave, like sometimes I look at, especially people that go to church, sometimes I'm like, gosh, how are we broke, busted, and disgusted and in church? That don't
Right.
make that
Mhm.
don't make sense to me. And so it's just, yeah, I can go on, but I just am a person who doesn't live in reality. I don't. What is reality? What is
Right.
the tricks? The system? Like, go watch the movie again so that you can understand where you are, and then you can create the life you want. And I'm still creating, and there's still things I want to experience and do, and there, I'm overcoming fear in different areas of my life too. But I know that God gave me this positioning so that I could help others along their journey and say, hey, this is
Mhm.
possible. You
Yes.
can you can really do anything. I know it sounds crazy, but we about to have a black president,
Yes,
female.
we are. Yes, we are.
We
Without a
about to
shadow of
see
a
that
doubt.
thing.
I'm ready.
If nothing else, I need to see it. And people are like, well, this isn't good because of this. This is good. I just need to see it.
Yeah.
Whether it's good or bad, I want to see
Mhm.
me.
Exactly. I want to
So
see me too, and
I
we
want to
definitely
see
will
me.
see us.
And
Yes.
guess what? And to be honest, and this might be a little bit too much, but the truth is, I'm really like with politics because my God reigns supreme, baby. I don't care who in office. I'm gonna be all right. So it really don't matter. So I'm really just participating because my forefathers died for this, so I need to participate. But other than that, baby, the way Jesus is set up, He already told us this is what it looked like. So
Right.
we might as well go on and swallow the hard pill and be like, okay,
Exactly.
yeah, but
This
you
is why I
can't.
decided to have you on my podcast because I've been watching you for years. And I don't know if you remember,
Yeah,
but this is your second time on my show. The first time was about maybe 11 or 12 years ago. But yeah, yeah, yeah. I've
I
been
didn't remember.
watching you. I've been watching you since then.
Jeez.
And it is so inspiring. Everything that you do, what you say, it's food for thought. And this is what this world needs because there's just too much salaciousness for me. And I just want to make sure that we have a balance of both. So the next thing I want to talk about is friends. What is your definition of a friend?
Hmm. My personal definition of a friend is someone who is in action,
Mm,
who is concerned about, and committed to whatever you have going on in your life. That is a friend. In action, committed. And what was the third one I said?
I think you said concerned. Was it concerned?
And concerned, yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So my friendships over, like I have had some amazing friends. Like I've been blessed.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, remember when the choir director brought me in as her little new niece to her daughters?
Mm-hmm.
That was 40 years ago. We're still cousins.
Nice.
You understand what I'm saying? The group members that I was in Image with at 17, we just sang at our vocal coach's funeral. Rest in peace, Butch Stafford. We love you. We got together, flew in from wherever we were to be at his homegoing to say, you believe in these three little girls. And we had a group, and then, friends. I have a friend who I can't think that I want something and it doesn't show up at my house. I can't even say, oh my God, I went into this lighting store and then they had this chandelier.
I was looking, trust.
No. You don't even understand the level of friendship. And that's another reason I'll be like, Jesus, I don't know what you're gonna do about this husband, because the way these friends is set up, he gonna have to outdo the girls because I mentioned it appears, So I have been, but then, and my friends tell me, and that one in particular, Christina Johnson.
I was going to mention her. She's been on the show as well, because I heard what she did for you one time. Talk about that trip.
Oh, so that's my point. Do you see my point? My level of friends is like, honey, like if you can't outdo my girls, I don't understand why you're here. But so what happened was I took Christina. I had an opportunity to shoot a movie in Ghana for 36 days, and I could take an assistant. But I was thinking, why take an assistant when I could take my girl? I said, girl, you're gonna be my. She said, girl, I will work for you. I will do whatever I need to do. And what a humble. My friends are all beautiful and balling and business women and bosses. But to say, I'll be your assistant, no problem. What you need me to do? I'll come and take care of you.
Humble.
Really? Like, you know what I'm saying? So she came and we went to Africa for 36 days and we had a very wonderful time. I mean, a blast. Nice. So when we got back, she's like, friend, do you realize you just took me to Africa for free? And I said, oh, girl, well, not really. I mean, And she was like, no. Where you want to go for your birthday? Anywhere in the world. And I was like, what? And I was like, anywhere? I was like, Dubai? Baby, we was in Dubai on my birthday. Like in Dubai. So then I said, now, friend, I'm one of them friends. Like, you can't, I ain't gonna let you outdo me. Now, I did Africa, you did Dubai, but where you want to go for your birthday? She said Bali. We was in Bali for 30 days. We just did Bali for 30 days. Just
not 30 days.
Yes, we did.
That's amazing.
And she kept saying, I want to do 30 days. I said, I'm gonna go 2 weeks because baby, I got a life and a job. And when I got there, God said, girl, I got you. And I said, wait a minute, you mean to tell me I could have been taking off 30 days this whole time and I still wasn't gonna miss a beat? What God has for you will not miss you. Yeah. We have to start operating in that fact of confidence and belief that if God be for me,
who's against me?
Yeah. Who gonna not cut me a check? What am I gonna miss? I can't miss a thing. Baby, if you ain't here, that means you wasn't for me. If I didn't get it, it wasn't for me. Don't worry, because my God got something bigger. Like, we have to start getting a little bit of that Godfidence, in us, where we can roam around the earth the way we're supposed to.
Amen. I recently had a conversation with a school administrator. I was about to transition into a higher position, and I didn't get it. And he came to me and he said, I didn't have anything to do with it. And I said, you don't have anything to do with my growth. God controls that. So I need you to get out your ego, because you don't have that much power over the trajectory of my life.
Right. And God
God
was like,
does.
no, I don't need you there right now. And that'd be the thing. When people get fired from jobs and be sad about it, I was like, don't you see the blessing? I'm like,
Exactly.
baby, you think, oh my God. But see, and then you have what you say, then your mouth starts running, and then those things start showing up.
Right.
Instead of going the opposite way, well, God got something for me. He must,
Exactly.
it must be some. So I'm just again one of those ones that's just like, wow. So now we're planning. It's my birthday coming up again next. So she said, where do you want to go? I said Thailand. So let's see.
When's your birthday?
December. Well, oh, I'm so glad you asked. I celebrate my birthday every ninth day of every month
Really?
because people just don't listen. You asked me when is my birth? What?
Day.
Did you catch it? It comes every month. It's on the ninth day of every month. Like I was born on the day of 9. What day were you born?
The 31st.
So guess what? People like you get to choose. Do you want the 30th or the first?
I'm gonna do that. Because let me
You
tell you, I was celebrating for 2 months. But you know what? I'm gonna see what she done started. You hear me?
I need Mr. Payne to hear.
They're gonna be sick of me, honey.
Let them be sick of you. Because see, you 31st. So when there's not a 31st, you can go like this. Do I want the
Yeah.
30th or do I want the first?
Ooh, you hear that? Just get
I
ready.
need you to understand it comes every month. Like, and I'm saying, God, wait a minute. And so he has these little moments with me where I'm like, is that you? You
Mm,
mean to tell me all this time we've been waiting for a birthday one time a year and we've been saying birthday every time and then we're concentrating on the month part of that. Nobody says when's your birth month.
right. That's true. That's so true. They would say,
Don't
"When's your
nobody say
birthday?"
that.
Yeah, yeah,
They
yeah,
just say the birthday. We don't say when's your birth month and day.
yeah. That's
We've been
true.
saying when's your birthday. When I got that revelation, I've been on every podcast. Like I will tell, I'm like, y'all, we are missing opportunities to celebrate ourselves. And I really believe that those
Yes.
extra days to celebrate those other 11 birthdays that we have
Uh
are
huh.
for self-love.
Mm.
See, we may think it's not for others to celebrate, and we should be celebrating ourselves. Do something for Brely. Go get a massage. Eat something you want to do. Go somewhere. Do whatever.
Yep.
Buy yourself something. Do something focused on
Yes.
you. And others, if they'd like to participate during that time, they're more than welcome. But
Mm-hmm.
and then on the annual, then of course everyone celebrates you on your annual. But baby, that thing come once a month. I said, God, you gave me 12 nines, and I'm gonna pick one. I doubt it. It's my birthday.
I love it. So I'm going to celebrate my birthday every single, either the 30th or the 31st or even the first of every single month. But what I do on a daily basis, though, I do honor myself on a daily basis. I don't care how small or big it is. Even if I light a candle and say, child, you didn't made it today.
Yeah, yeah.
Even if it's okay, let me just go splurge on this bag today. Every single day, I do something to acknowledge the blessing that I have on a daily. I'm not going to wait until something happens because every day is a blessing and we have to take advantage of it. So I'm
Yeah,
glad that you mentioned that too.
yeah.
Let's talk about relationships.
Don't you love them?
No.
Yes, you do. I do.
Only because and at first I was like, I don't even want to ask her any of these questions because it's been weighing heavy on my heart. Everyone's been asking me most recently, Sanya, why are you still single? And I'm just like, because God
Oh, are
hasn't.
you single?
Yes.
When I
I'm
see Hudson Payne,
because I'm paying homage to my parents have been married for 50 years. My mom is recently deceased, but it is a way to honor my mom's lineage and my father's lineage
I'm
because
so glad you're saying that because
I'm a combination of everybody.
if a man was watching this show, he would be led to believe that you are, like I said, Mr. Payne.
And I heard you say that. You know what? One of my friends, I was with her today. We've been friends since high school. She said, well, maybe you're single because people think you're married. And I
That's right.
never thought about that. And here you go
With the
confirming it.
hyphenate name, I hate to make you choose, or if you could just go by Sanya
Mm-hmm.
for what's out into the world, so
Got
that people don't, because we live in a society that has these rules, that
yeah.
has these markers, And so when you see a hyphenate name, you're
Mm,
married, Mr. Payne. And that's why God had me say Mr. Payne before we even talked about relationships, because he wanted to highlight to you that to the outward world, so many men are saying, this gorgeous, oh, melanated woman. She's fine. She's beautiful. These white teeth, this red lip. Yes. Oh, Mr.
mm.
Payne.
I
Okay.
hear it. That's confirmation because I just had this conversation about 2 hours ago, and she
Oh,
said the
whoa.
same.
God, you
Yeah,
working that fast?
she said the same thing.
I thought
So
I said hello, Mr. Payne, as if he was gonna be in the
I
background.
know I caught
Like,
it
did
when
you
you
hear
said
me?
it.
I made him a person. Did you hear me?
Yeah, I
Like,
know. I caught it. I caught
so
it.
yeah, you're gonna like, no, you
Mm,
go with Sonya HP, whatever you have to do. Name, just you can't or have a stage name. That's one that,
mhm.
because
Got it.
this is exuding someone who is well taken care of, honey, and is hyphenated.
I receive it. It was a hard pill to swallow and even to receive it when she said it. And I was like, oh, I can't even get that off my mind. I just want to talk to Brely about relationships and what it means and how do we get to from point A to. You just confirmed everything that she said. But let's talk about your relationships.
Yes, please, please, please. I am single, happily dating, um, and I'm learning my way. I have a fantastic dating coach. Her name is Tana Gilmore, and I suggest that every woman who is single stop trying to figure this thing out on your own. Get
Mm,
someone who is well versed and does this every day. Just like you need to learn AI right now, you
right.
also need to learn how to date. You got to put your money where your mouth is. You got to invest in yourself. You have got to be in conversation, doing the thing. Hey, if I'm not dating, ing, doing, being amongst
Mm,
men and that kind of thing, then it's not going to come to me. And we've only been working around each other for I didn't even, start dealing with her. I met her on set because she was the intimacy coach on a movie I was on, Whatever It Takes. I don't know if you guys saw that one,
mhm,
but
mhm.
oh wait, was she on that one? No, no, no. She was on House of Vicious. Yeah, House of Vicious.
Okay.
And we met there. And so we've known each other about 4 or 5 months. And then when I realized that on the outside of that intimacy coaching, she's also a matchmaker, dating coach, type. Um, and she's like, it makes no sense that you're single,
Right.
like your friends say to you.
Yeah.
And then so yeah, so now I'm dating.
So, okay, what is one piece of advice that your dating coach gave you that you found very uncomfortable to do?
Oh, speak first.
See, I don't have a problem with that.
I saw a man on a plane recently and took a picture of him for my friends. Like, oh my God, you see this? I could not bring myself. I said, Brely, what is it? You are what? I am not shy by any means. What I could only force myself once we got this close. I said, have a good day. He said, you too.
Wow.
And then he walked behind me, and the ladies who were sitting next to me on the plane were like, he's gorgeous. Two little white ladies. You've got to go sit up there. They wanted me to leave my window seat and go sit in the middle seat
Oh
over
no, we're
there.
not doing that.
Because I was like, why did he sit on the row right here? Like, it was Southwest, so you could sit anywhere. And
Right.
so it was just like crazy. And I didn't say anything and I didn't move, but it was just like, wow.
So have you
Um,
gotten better with that? Speaking first?
no, no,
No?
I still have not. So
Okay.
that was, it's pretty recent. So I
So
guess
speak
we haven't.
first. What's another piece of advice?
Well, you're gonna have to go get Tana as your coach.
I'm asking for a friend, Braylon.
Asking for a friend. Speak first. Like, don't like. You know what? I'll tell you this. I'll even confirm it further. There's a new. Well, it's probably not new to you guys, but there's a new show to me on Hulu. I think it is called. Oh shoot, Resident Reasonable Doubt.
Oh, I love that show. Stop playing with
Honey.
my life.
So the lead actress is gorgeous to me, and I'm just like,
Yes.
she's so fine.
Mm-hmm.
I saw her in an interview recently, and the interviewer said, "So let's talk about love.
Mm-hmm.
I heard that you approached your husband much like I approached mine. So women are out here saying stuff to men and getting whole husbands. She said they were in the parking lot of Macy's, and she
Mm.
looked up and saw a dream and said, "You look nice today."
Wow. Yeah. Let me tell you, the way that I met my daughter's father, right? I saw him. I said, "Oh, he is fine." He was on my college campus. I walked up to him and I said, "Do you live in Poughkeepsie?" And he was like, "What?" And it started a conversation. So I'm good at starting the
I
conversation.
said, "Have a good day, you." Like, what in the world? I was thinking it was so funny. If anyone could have been in my head in listening to me, I was thinking, do I say, "Oh, you have a beautiful face"? "Oh, I love your beard." I couldn't even think of the simplest hello. I couldn't. "You look nice today." I didn't even think of that one. Like, I couldn't think of
No.
anything.
Ask a question because then they have to
Do
give
you
you.
live in Oakland? Do you
Yeah.
live in? I
See?
could have said anything. It did not work because
Just
that
ask a
made it.
question moving forward. Just ask a question because
Well,
they have to give you an
so
answer.
now we gave the audience a second thing. Speak first. Well, that's still the same thing, but now just ask a question. What time is it? I didn't say
Right.
whatever. So now we're gonna be ladies. Our assignment is to ask questions when you see something that is appealing to you. "Hi,
Mhm.
excuse me. Do you know which way downtown is?"
Right.
Anything.
So think about when you first started dating seriously as a young woman up until now. Has your dating standards changed in any way?
Um.
Because I know mine has changed because I'm just like, oh, I'm still single. Well, let me try this. Let me try this. Let me try that.
Well, it's like if I think of the things I liked back then, I still like those same things now. So I'm like, well, maybe that's my problem that I haven't changed. It's like I am really, I'm almost have a masculine energy because I liked what I see. Like
Mhm.
you have to, I have to look at you and be like, like there's
Right.
got to be some kind of for me. That's not for
Okay.
everybody. So I'm really attracted to hands, and
Mm.
even Tanner said, "Brayley, we're going to let this hand thing go." But I'm like, "I know, but his hands is," and she's like, "Well, he has to be well manicured." I'm like, "Not exactly. It just has to have, a beautiful hand to hold just makes me like if your nails are bitten back. I don't know. I
Yeah.
there there's I know when I see a hand that's right, I'd be like, oh my, his hands are beautiful, and teeth are really important to me. You
Yeah.
know. So those are the outward things. And then even when I was young, I wanted the guy date the guy with some money. Hello, I told you my boyfriend as a teenager
Mhm. Oh, yeah. He was a
could,
pharmaceutical
could
dealer.
take could take three girls, buy them outfits to New York, get them
Right.
hotels, bring us
Right.
back. Hello, as a
Right.
teenager. So if I was doing that at 17, baby, 18, yeah, the price has gone up. So yeah, I still am looking like, can you take care of me? It's
I,
important to me. I'm
I
not
I
going
understand.
50-50. Let me put that out there on the internet. Like I'm not doing 50-50. No.
No?
No, I'm not doing 50-50. And it's not for everybody, but for me in this house,
I get
and
it. And this is why, every to each
his own.
own,
Yeah.
I totally understand that. Let's talk about like titles in relationships because in preparing for this conversation with you, I know that you're divorced and you didn't
No, I'm not divorced.
you're not divorced?
I am annulled. There is a difference.
No, there is a difference. And you refer to him as the man that you said yes to as
Yeah.
opposed to the man that you married, I believe, or your husband.
No, as opposed to husband, because I never had one of those.
But I loved it. I
Yeah,
loved
I've
that
never had a
analogy.
husband.
The man that you said yes to,
Yeah.
he wasn't your husband. Talk about
No.
that.
I don't know. Again, some of the things I come up with, I don't know where God gave them to me from, but I know that I could not label this man a husband because that's not what that experience was. I know what a husband looks like because I have a dad that's still married to my mom today.
Okay.
So that's what a husband looks like. This ain't what a husband looks like. So
Right.
I'm very clear on the definition, for me.
Hmm. Hmm.
So yeah, I do refer to him as the man I said yes to. And then I had to correct you on the divorce slash annulled
Right.
because I think people need to know that annulments are a real thing. It's a real document. It's a real different situation than a divorce. It's an annulment says it never happened.
Right.
It said as if it literally as if it never happened. Like, wow. I couldn't even believe my eyes when I read the decree. Um, but yeah, so and also I want every woman and male to know the laws in their state before they get married, because
Yes.
it's easy to get married and harder to separate. So you might want to know what you're getting into in case you ever got to get out. But the blessing on my life would have me be under California law, thinking I was under California law. But because I was working in Georgia for over 6 months, I became a Georgia resident. And being a
Oh,
Georgia resident is a Bible Belt. And there, you have 2 years. If the marriage doesn't make it past the 2 year mark, it never happened.
wow. So
And
that's
I can't
important.
make that up. Like, of course, I don't know what he would say to people like she divorced me out of Georgia for this. I didn't know California law. I didn't know Georgia law. But the way God is set up in my life, like that was a Jesus thing. What to have me sign on? And I was on the show Ambitions when all this was going down. I'm going to work
Mhm.
every day with a heavy heart, and I believe that God gave me ambitions so that it could
Mhm.
set up for the annulment. Notice how the show didn't keep going.
Right. Yeah.
I said it was all for me, Jesus. You love me that much that you would call Will Packer, give him an idea for a show, put all these actors and like get everyone wonderfully paid on my behalf because you needed me to be a resident of Georgia for 6 months or more so that I could be under their law and covered by the blood and not have to give this man alimony.
Mm.
He was suing me for alimony. What was the other one? Half of what was in my bank account, half of my house. And we had
Wow.
only in California said, yeah, you got to give it. I don't care how long you've been married because
Yeah. California laws are much different.
you were the breadwinner. And so I want women who make money or don't know I said. My daddy didn't raise no breadwinner.
Mm.
Absolutely not.
I
So
hear that.
yeah, there we
I hear
go.
that. And similar stories too. My father took amazing care of my mom. If she wanted to work, it was her choice, and she chose to take care of her household. So I need that in a man. I'm not going
That's
out
how
so
you were
that
raised, and
that's how I was raised.
you don't have to neglect how God sets you up to see the world. That's on
Mm,
purpose for a purpose. So He needs people like us that can't take no shorts. I don't care if it's the last man on earth and he does not operate in what I know to be a husband. I'm not going to say yes.
yep.
I can't say yes.
Yep.
And God could be working out something in me that got me over here taking care of a whole man because I'm
Mm,
saying no so loudly to this thing that he brings somebody is so undeniable that I'm like, baby, I'll work for the two of us. And then I'll be back on your show. Girl, I remember I was on here saying I would never go 50-50. Girl, well, I take care. Come on, baby. Sure. I take care of him. I take care of him. Why? Because he takes care of me. And,
that
and
part.
who knows? Like, I don't know if that's going to be my path. If God will bring somebody who can't financially manage who I am, but can mentally manage who I am, which causes me to go into the billions. And when I
Mm,
get into the billions, baby, I don't care where the money came from, long as we got it.
exactly. That sounds like Tabitha Brown and her
He's
husband.
my best friend. One of
Really?
my friends. She was my,
Nice.
excuse me, she was in that wedding. She was my maid of honor
Wow.
in that annulled wedding.
Nice. Your circle
It
is
don't make
just
no. Let me tell you about Jesus. We met in
hmm,
an acting class, Tasha Smith acting class, and we had a scene together where she played Whoopi Goldberg and I, or was I Whoopi? Well, the movie Getting Stella Got Her Groove Back when she
uh-huh.
goes to the hospital. We had
Uh-huh.
that scene to play in, and we did that in front of Tyler Perry once in class. But yeah,
Wow.
so Tabitha and I are way before we've been very, very close since we met. And I have watched my sister do like
Phew,
amazing things. That's why I
amazing.
know God is real. I can't nobody tell me nothing because I know one day my sister was driving Uber and the next day my sister was buying a multi-million-dollar house.
And let me tell you about, how she's also blessing melanin women
Mhm.
I use all her hair care products.
Come on, Donna. Come on, Donna's recipe. You see
Donna's
what I'm saying?
recipes.
So it's
Yes.
way too. I have 2 minutes. Like, it's very. God is so on purpose. Why would He let me be that close to this woman to be? You know what I'm saying? He put us together long before either one of us was doing all this stuff.
Mm.
Long before. So now we're like, and she's like, sis, if he did it for me, like we have conversations. She's like, sis, if he did it for me, there's no way. There's
Hmm.
no way he's not gonna do it for you. And I'm like, where's my husband? Like, where's it? She's like, I don't know. But we just gonna keep moving, we're gonna keep doing what we because all them trips and her and chance be going on. I don't go because I don't have a husband. All of them are married. So that's the only reason why I stay behind because it's kind of weird to bring a different guy each time. I don't want to do that.
So let me ask you, are you okay or content with maybe not ever getting married? Are you okay with that?
I just recently said, "Oh, forget it, God. Maybe I'm more powerful in the kingdom by being a single person. Maybe that's what you need me to do." And I've
Mhm.
said, "Forget it." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm over it. It's fine.
Yeah. Because
It's
that's where I am now. I'm like, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm
yeah."
just trusting God to do what He always does, and I'm going to be obedient in that space.
Well, and then the thing is, I've noticed that I now, and I bet you nobody in the history of interviews says things like, I have spoken so negatively about how I see relationships
Mm.
that I believe that's what I'm experiencing. So when I
Mm.
get a shift in my mind and my mouth and my heart about even the people who I date right now and that kind of thing, I believe there'll be a shift in my marital status. So now that I said that, the shift is happening. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Because I was actually thinking about that a couple days ago. Like, maybe I have a negative disposition where this whole because it's not happening. I just kind of have the, people have that about their career. I'm so positive when we talk about business, baby. I can go. We can make some money. I know how to do that. But when it comes to making love and making kindness with a partner, I haven't had the best experiences. And I guess I'm reliving the negative things. So I think that as I shift into love is grand, love is amazing. Partners, yeah, there's going to be learning curves and these and that. But at the end of the day, so as I shift, I believe this thing will open up for me. And again, inviting a dating coach, like where they do that at? Like I was thinking, I ain't spend no money on that. We'll spend money on looking all the good, going all the
Yes.
places, but you won't go get no coaching.
Right.
You'll go
Yeah.
get a business coach. You'll go to a mastermind. You'll get in. And by the way, I have a business cohort too for all my entrepreneurs who need some guidance. And actually, we have a meeting coming up.
Okay.
But my business cohort is called the Wow Business Mastermind Cohort, where
Hmm.
business owners get together in all different arenas and all of us focus on each other and we buy and sell from each other and we give each other discounts, yes, but we also give each other money to fund
Hmm.
whatever they got going on. It's so amazing.
How
But
can
my
people
thing is,
join?
why didn't I make a relationship cohort where there's single women getting together? Like my first mind was, oh, business mastermind, but maybe I need to do the same thing for love and say,
Maybe.
okay, ladies,
Maybe.
if you say you're my friend and my cohort member, your eyes got to be out for me and I got to be
Yeah.
out for you. So now that I've met you, and now that I know that this hyphen thing is going to go away soon, so that
It is. It's going away tonight.
a night that it's on you. Now I pray that God brings a gentleman into my world that I say, oh my God,
Me
I
too.
met someone, Sanya, that I think you should meet.
Yes.
This
Yes.
is
Speak
what
it
we should
into
be
existence.
doing every day. As we
Yes.
plant seeds for others, you know how the reciprocity goes. Like, come on. So
Well,
listen.
thank you for planting that seed. I want to conclude this with a message to women. And you briefly mentioned it when you were starring as Rondell on the hit show Ambitions. I'm just so sad that that show is no longer in existence. But you are wearing a mask as you were going through your relationship. What advice do you have for women who wear a daily mask because they are fearful of being vulnerable and standing in their truth and being judged?
So I'm reading a book right now that's called Move Over, I'm Driving.
Mm.
Literally, the back of it says, progress doesn't require perfection.
Mm.
That's what I say. Progress doesn't mean you've got a 100% forgive your past or forgive anybody, anything. It doesn't mean you need to lose weight. It doesn't mean you need to make a certain amount of money. Like progress does not require perfection. Like start now, do the things now, say yes now, go for it today. Don't
Mm,
delay, create, don't wait, just go.
mm.
That'll be it.
Not only are you speaking to my audience, but child, you speaking to me. Damn it.
Like that to me, I done got free therapy today.
Yes, I did. Hallelujah. Won't he do it?
Won't he do it? You better, hey, start a podcast and get your own free therapy. That's how you do that.
But this
Baby.
is why I knew I needed to have you on Sanya on here, because I knew that it was going to give me everything that I needed, all of the answers that I was searching for. I told you just a few hours ago, I was having a conversation about relationships, and I'm just like, I can't get that out my head. And I wanted to frame this entire conversation with you around it because I knew that you was going to give me what I needed. I knew
And
it.
I had no idea that I was going to yell out, Mr. Payne. And there is no Mr. Payne.
He coming. He's coming. He's coming. So wait, so you're on Family Business. We're gonna wrap this up. Love you on
Thank
that
you.
show.
Thank
Oh
you.
my gosh.
I'm a Duncan.
Yes, you are. I'm so glad that you and your husband on the show, you're getting back together.
Maybe.
Maybe, but I'm glad that he's now at least trying to listen.
Yes.
He's trying to
He's
listen. So that's a
He's
step
trying.
in the right direction. What can we expect for the remainder of the season?
Well, the season's over now. So now there's season 6 that need, go watch. It's already up and done.
That was when the conglomerate, I don't know, that got together and they found out that your husband on the show had stepped to the side and he had formed his home. I did see the finale. I wanted more. It's
So
over.
stay tuned for season 6.
So we will get a season 6.
So we hear.
I hope so. Yes, we will get a season 6.
Oh, come on, speak that thing.
Yes, we will get a season 6.
Then I need you to speak a season 10, season 15.
We are going to get a season 20 and a spinoff where you have your own show.
Now you're talking.
So besides the spinoff show that you are about to receive, what else can we expect from Dr. Brely Evans?
You can expect to see me on House of Vicious every Thursday night on BET. You can go on All Black and see me on Cold and Windy as Auntie Gigi. You can see me on Mind Your Business on Bounce as the funny friend Mia. And I'm just out here having a good time. Again, I have that business cohort every entrepreneur is welcome to be a part of. I also have a nonprofit called From 9 to 5 to Wow, because I believe we all should be living in our wow. And I'm on all social media platforms just as Brely Evans. I have my platform name right there on the screen.
So wow, how can people join? Can they just go to your Instagram, or is there a website where they can join?
Yep, Instagram has the link to it right on the profile.
Perfect. Well, yes. Dr. Brely Evans, thank you so much for this conversation. I'm full. I have a name change coming up in the next 5 minutes. I'm a new woman.
I just want to celebrate that with you and watch the game's going to change for the end of the year. Amen.
Ooh, I receive it wholeheartedly. Thank you so much for this conversation. Welcome. I really appreciate it. I'm going to remove you from the studio so I can continue this conversation and wrap up this show. Thank you so much.
Bless y'all. Thank you for listening. It was fun.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye now.
Look at that. Just amazing conversation from Dr. Brely Evans. When I tell you, she was talking to me. This show wasn't even for any of you tuned in. It was for me. Because I'm telling you, just today, someone was telling me, a friend from high school. So, when you've known someone for an extended amount of time, what they say to you, you hold true and near to your heart. And she was just like, well, maybe. She was like, well, why are you single? I'm just like, when people ask single women that question, it's almost as if they're saying that something's wrong with you. At least that's the way that I heard it. But then she said, and it had nothing to do with my hyphenated name, but it had everything to do with how I'm presenting myself. So maybe the hyphenated name is a part of how I am presenting myself. And she said, I think you're single because when men look at you, they automatically assume that you are in some sort of relationship. And I'm just like, no. So, Chad, when you come back to Sanya on there for the next episode, it's just going to be Sanya. That is it. Okay. So let the men's in them come on in. Come in the room. Have a seat. Let's pour some champagne. Let's get to know each other. Are you from Poughkeepsie? So make sure that you go on over to Instagram and that you find Brely Evans and you join her WOW for business owners and entrepreneurs, and also her 9 to 5 organization. And the language, speaking it into existence, is so important. And it even made me think about the negative things that I sometimes say, like when people ask, like, well, why are you singing? I'm like, because men ain't. I need to change that. They are abundant. And when she said Will Smith is her mentor, and I automatically assumed that he was her mentor. No, because I often look at people on the television or listen to their music or I read their books and I'm inspired. For example, when Dr. Maya Angelou transitioned and I was live on the radio and I broke down in tears. That was the first time I had ever cried on the radio. And it was because she was so influential in my life. Never met this woman. Never met this woman. Didn't even see her in the room. Okay. Never met this woman. Never even saw this woman in person. But I was influenced by her. And some of the things that she did and what she said, it helped shape Sanya. So she was like a virtual role model or a mentor for me. So even if you haven't met the individual and they inspire you, speak it into existence. They are my mentor because they are kind of mentoring you. They just haven't met you. So my mentor is, let me think about this one. I got to think. Like Kamala Harris, we mentioned her. She's going to be the next president. I guarantee you she's going to be the next president. Also, like I said, make sure that you subscribe, like, share, leave a comment. If you're watching this on YouTube, not only subscribe, but make sure you hit the notification bell. Share this content. Such an amazing conversation. I told you, I don't want to do any type of salacious content. I want to make sure that I'm dropping gems. Unfortunately, when it comes to marginalized communities, it's often daunted and tainted with buffoonery. We need the balance. That can exist, but I just want to make sure that I'm pouring greatness into you. So make sure you subscribe and make sure you tune into the next episode of Sanya on There. And make sure you also go to Eden's T-Shirts and More LLC and do some shopping. Throw it in the bag. Thank you for tuning in to another amazing edition of Sanya on Air. Muchas loves. Take care.